We have a wonderful morning must-read. Here's Olivia Stearns.
My morning must-read, it comes from Leonid Bershidsky of Bloomberg View. He is writing, Blockupy protests at the ECB tower are absurd. He says, quote, with garbage cars and tires burning all over the place, the German financial capital looked for a moment like Kiev during last year's revolution. The Frankfurt protesters were barking up the wrong tree. The ECB is, for now, the leftists' best friend. So we started to see these pictures on air early yesterday. Incredible scenes there in the streets of Frankfurt. Cars lit on fire. 94 police officers were wounded. 550 people were detained. This is Frankfurt. This is really wild. And Bershidsky's point here is that actually the ECB is the friend of leftist groups like Syriza, because by continuing to fund Greek banks, in fact, they are propping up that party.
Yeah, I wondered the same thing when I saw these pictures of 10,000 people gathered in the Romerberg. That's the medieval town square in the center of Frankfurt. This is, you know, like as Olivia said, this is kind of unheard of. This is not very Frankfurt. They should have been marching on Berlin. If they're really worried about austerity, the austerity is definitely not coming from Frankfurt. It is coming from Berlin.
And we should point out that these are Germans protesting. You know, there are every once in a while you do see, you know, a BMW on the street of Frankfurt that gets its tires lit on fire because there is sort of a backlash against, you know, the ultra wealthy in Germany, but this is unprecedented.
And there is
550 people. Look at that. I have never seen riot police in Frankfurt.
And it's been interesting to know there is some solidarity with the far German left with Syriza. There was, there were protests about a month ago, and I saw a sign in English that read, "It starts in Greece and then it comes here." And it's just fascinating to watch. You know, the far German left, we were talking about this in the last hour, Tom, has never really disappeared the way it did in the U.S. There's a very active anti-nuclear power movement, which was successful in getting Angela Merkel to change her policies 2 years ago. And there's a very active anti-NATO movement in Germany as well.
Okay, so Brendan, they are protesting austerity in Germany. Are they protesting austerity in sympathy with the south of Europe? Because as far as I'm aware, there wasn't much austerity in Germany.
No, they are protesting. They're protesting German policies, and this is why, like Leonid Bershidsky, I'm confused that they're protesting the ECB because the problem is not in Frankfurt.
It looks like a WTO meeting.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about protests outside the Eccles building in Washington. I can't get there. I mean, I think you're totally right. I just thought it was bizarre yesterday.
Totally.
To your point, it should have been in Berlin.
Yeah.
And there's nothing there this morning, to be clear.
No, nothing has come across our headlines. But again, 94 police officers wounded, 550 detained.
Unreal.